to Learn and Grow. So today in this video we will be discussing about the lapping process. So in the last video we have seen about the honing process. So today we will be going ahead and we'll be seeing about the lapping process. What is lapping process? We all know this is a material removal process using a loose abrasives and a fluid where parts are processed between two large flat lap plates to achieve very flat surfaces and extreme fine finishes. So basically the lapping process is nothing but it's a material removal process. As we see honing is a process wherein which in order to acquire the supermost finish, for that they use the honing. As well as lapping also is a technique wherein which they use. So yesterday I was discussing about some of the examples like bolt, those kind of things, right? When we see the bolt is in a shiny, it will be like a metallic shiny finish. Everybody knows that this comes from the lapping process. Once the nut has been manufactured, then it goes for the lapping process, wherein which two flat laps will be there. This nut will be placed in between, and then this flat laps will be start to do the rotation. So when the rotation when the reciprocating motion happens, it starts to produce extreme finish. It will be removing the excess rusty things and it will be giving a wonderful shiny finish. So the process mainly done on the metallic surface. Basically, this lapping process cannot be used in any other component other than the metal component, because this lapping is a technique in which it is used to give the exact extreme shiny finish. So in order to achieve the shiny finish, lapping is always done with the metals. And abrasive compounds or solid bonded abrasives is used in it. So abrasive compounds are used. What do you mean by abrasive? Yesterday we were discussing about the abrasive materials. Abrasive is nothing but it's a compound of abrasive things which has been bonded together in order to achieve a shiny, in order to give a shiny finish to any of the materials. So this abrasive film will be placed underneath, wherein which on the top it will be holding with another flat plate. So more accuracy is obtained as heat and pressure are less in lapping. So basically here in this process we get a more accuracy because the heat production is very less compared with the honing process. Honing is putting the holes in the circular cylinder of material. So the heat production will be more comparatively to lapping. But lapping is nothing but a technique where already the metal has been made, the product has been made, but the product is placed in that abrasive area wherein which it rotates, where the heat production will be very less and the accuracy of obtaining the surface finish will be more. The pressure or less in lapping because the two flat laps that is placed, right, the two flat plates placed now, it will not be compressing, or it will not push, or it will not compress, wherein which the metal that is placed is something which will be very very useful. And when we see that, it is clearly stating that we can understand from the diagram itself. Here is the diagram, you guys can see it, wherein which how this lapping process is happening. So basically first the abrasive the workpiece will be placed, and after that the abrasive lap plates will be placed on the top, and it will be going for the reciprocating motion, wherein which the process happens. So upper lap will be there, lower lap will be there, machining pan will be there where which it holds the workpiece, and next the workpiece holding plate is there which will hold the workpiece, And now in the center we will place the workpiece and we'll start for the rotation. So this is lapping. Lapping is a compound is made by mixing diamond, silicon, carbide, aluminium oxide in oil or water. There are many types of lapping process. Basically, lapping process is a compound which is made up of diamond. So when you see the diamond, people used to say that we can easily cut the glass with the diamond because diamond has a very good sharp accuracy, sharpness that we acquire from diamond, which is will be more than even when we cannot achieve it from any metals. Diamond is very one of the most sharpest materials, and the silicon carbide is also like that, and the aluminum oxide in oil or water. So that in aluminum oxide which is present in oil and water, that gives the extreme surface finish. So there are the many types of the lapping process. These are the many types of the lapping process. So this is a hand lapping technique. So if you see the picture itself, it's a black board. The black color area is called the lapping area, where in which the is holding the workpiece. In this method, the lapping component is spread on cast iron plate, and the workpiece is moved manually on it on a partly English figure 8. So basically, if you see that the black area is the cast iron plate area, where in which that and the workpiece is being handed over to the guy who is having the figure. So he'll be gently moving it up and down so to achieve the surface finish. So at a material removal process using loose abrasives and a fluid where parts are processed between two flat lap plates to achieve very flat surfaces and extreme fine finishes. So in contrast to grinding and honing, lapping is minimal material removal. So basically this lapping technique which will not remove more materials. So basically honing will be the removal of a material, process of removing materials, but when it's the lapping technique does not remove the material. It is a less removal process in order to achieve a higher surface finish. So lapping is a minimal material removal process. Forces are very light, so the forces that produce it will be very light, and parts move freely between the lap plates. So basically the parts, the plates inside the lapping plates will be freely movable. It will not be compressed, tightened, because when the workpiece is tightened, you get a lot of heat will be heat will be produced. So in order to control that, this the lapping process will be very loosened process, by which the workpiece, which is rotating inside the two flat lap plates, is freely movable, so that we can achieve the shininess, the glossiness, the good finish, surface finish to be easily attained by this process. So finishes are measured in micros and nanometers. So now we'll go to the machining lapping technique. So this is a machine lapping. So if you see, there are so much of diagrams shows that it's a rotating table. So this method, a rotating table is used in place of the plate, and the workpiece to be lapped is given rotary by a cage and rotated on the surface of the table. Rotating lap is used above and below the workpiece and to produce parallel surface. In this method, a rotating table is used in place of the plate. Again, the workpiece to be lapped is given rotary by a cage and rotated on the surface of the table. Lapping is given rotary by a cage and rotated on the surface of the table. So this is a rotating as well as a reciprocating process. So here the finishes are measured in microns and nanometer range. The term is also commonly used for processes that produce very fine finishes using loose abrasive grains. So this term is also commonly used for process that produce very fine finishes using loose abrasive grains. So with this process, like loose abrasive grains, also we can do the processes. Historically, lapping means a process for the ultimate refinement of geometry. Historically, lapping means a process for the ultimate refinement of geometry or surface finishes using very fine abrasive to produce extremely accurate components. So basically, lapping process is used for the geometric in order to achieve a good surface finish using very fine abrasives to produce extremely accurate component. This process is being replaced by fine grinding also. So using this very fine abrasive materials, this lapping technique is one of the good techniques wherein which you can place multiple components at a single time. By placing multiple components at a single time, you can achieve a good surface finish. And most of the people are using this lapping technique because lapping technique is nowadays using, so many people are using this lapping technique because the lapping technique has the capability of producing a good surface finish, and most people are really wanted to have this kind of surface finish. And basically, the surface finish is very important in everything. Even when we buy any product, suppose we are buying a car, that car is rusty, it's fully rusted, means we'll be able to buy the car. We will feel like, what is this, man? It's a shit. Something like that we say. So everything that we want in our life is a brand new. We don't want anything as second hand. Same thing. If the materials, the manufacturing unit, they make so much of things. They make the materials. The material thing is happening, and if what if this material is not having that capability or not having that what do you call that? I would say that not having a surface finish means how the customer will buy the product. They will be very afraid, right? So they will not think about that. So they will always think about the product's external appearance first. Even though it has good specification, but the external appearance plays a major role, right? So everybody wants an external appearance. Well, the appearance should be really nice and good. If the appearance is not good, and it is very difficult, right? So they have to think about that. That is really a mandatory one, I would say. And this lapping is a technique where which we can achieve the exact surface finish. Small items, even big items, using a big lapping machine, we can easily we can do the surface finish. We can achieve the surface finish even in a bigger item as well. So that's one of the things I want to share. So this lapping is a process wherein abrasive particles are mounted into the face of a lap, which is further rubbed against the workpiece. So basically, this abrasive particle mounted into the face of the lap. The lap plates is there now. The abrasive things will be there at the front of the lap, and which is further rubbed against the workpiece. So the two ends, two sides will be having this upper lap and the lower lap will be having the abrasive at the front. That means it will be on the front end. For to give an example, if you take the book's front page for the binding up, that is called a front part. And this material, when we keep it in the center, it will make the upper lap as well as the lower lap to rotate, very much this thing that happens, things which happens will be triangular. So the lapping operation is done with hand or machine. So this is what I was discussing. This lapping technique can be done with either hand or machine. And most of the companies, they use this type because if suddenly a power shutdown happens in the whole country, whole nation, and if power shutdown happens, it is not possible for them to operate the machine, even the generator. Generator can do, but this machines are not, it's a heavy volt machine. The consumption, the load will be more. Because of that, this lapping machine, if they buy it, if they have the hand lapping machine also, it's easy for them to do the process in the hand as well. So that will be helpful. So we can do it in such a way that it's very small amount of material, up to 0.005 mm is removed. So that is very minute. But 0.005 mm is very minute, or very small, I would say. Very small amount of materials are removed. So that means this is not a material removal process, first of all, and we cannot use this process to remove the material. Then that will be a mad idea, because some people will do like this. They have the lapping machine, they will try to put and they try to remove them. It will worn out the abrasive materials. It will worn out, because removing the materials is done by different types. Coming to be is there, like that, one machine is there. But removing the material with the lapping is a dumb idea, I would say. Next is, the lapping action is either rotary or reciprocity. So rotary or reciprocity is nothing but a reciprocity, and the rotational movement. So it will be rotated, it will be rotating now in a clockwise or anti-clockwise directions. So when we keep the the workpiece, it will automatically start to rotate. So when it starts to rotate, obviously what happens is, what will happen, the upper plate and the lower plate will be rotating, and when we keep the workpiece in the center, it shows it will be helpful. So it will make the workpiece to obtain the better surface finish. So abrasive materials used including emery. It's emery sheet. I think some might have seen this emery sheets. Corundum, iron oxide, chromium oxide, etc. mixed with fluid medium. Usually oil is used in this operation. So we use oil operation because oil gives as a lubricant. Lubrication is very important. So this method they use is oil in order to achieve the lubrication, because when the oil is applied, the heat production will be very less. That's the reason they use coolants or oils like that. Next is a charging the lamp. So the lamps are cleaned with the help of alcohol. Basically, they used to clean the lapping device using alcohol and set it on a clean surface. They basically keep it on a clean surface. The lamp can also be placed on fitting machine. The lamp can also be used as a fitting machine. The 2 to 3 drops of extended fluid are put on the lamp. 2 to 3 drops of extended fluid are put on the lamp. The extended fluid is rubbed on the lamp. The extended fluid are rubbed on the lamp until the whole surface is uniformly covered. The extended fluid is rubbed onto the lamp until the whole surface is uniformly covered. The whole surface will be covered, uniformly covered. Extended fluid is oily in nature. So basically, the extended fluid is oily in nature, mixed with the diamond powder. So they mix those things with the diamond powder. So they make the diamond powder form and then mix it. The taste of extended fluid and diamond powder. The paste of the extended fluid. So basically, they're making as a some collaborations, making as a paste of the extended fluid and diamond powder is applied onto surface of lamp in the pattern of spoke. The pattern of spoke. So when these two pastes are made, because of that, the paste of the extended fluid and the diamond powder is applied onto the surface of the lamp in the pattern of spoke. So basically, it is applied on the lamp surface and the abrasive parts, in which, as I said, in order to reduce the heat. Heat is something very, very, very important, because when the heat is more, the wear and tear will also be more, and there is a lot of chances that this abrasive material can be worn out. Thus 3 or 4 evenly spaced spokes of the paste, the diamond powder, are drawn onto the lamp. So 3 or 4 evenly spaced spokes evenly spaced coats can be used on the base of the diamond powder or drawn onto the lap. Then the paste is rubbed evenly. When the paste is rubbed evenly onto the lap surface in a circular pattern. When the paste is rubbed evenly, the paste is rubbed evenly on the lap surface in a circular pattern. Now the lap is very tight. That's how they are charging the lap. Charging the lap means whenever this abrasive things worn out means they have to charge it again in order to achieve a better surface finish rate. So for that purpose we use this. Smoking the lap. Okay, now we will see the difference. I just want to share some difference between the honing and the lapping process. Honing is a slow speed finishing process. So basically what honing does is the slow speed finishing process. The speed that is here because it will give something like it will be so this is one is a slow process because in order to achieve high accuracy surface finish, the process should be slow. They will not hurry the process, they will not run, they will not go fast because surface finishing technique and all is a slow process in which in order to obtain the better surface finish, the process will be very slow and honey is a slow process because basically it is used to do a honey for same liquid or how liquid such a slow process. And but lapping is a low pressure. Basically, lapping is a low pressure process and low speed abrasive process to refine surface finish. Refine in the sense already the surface finish was there. So using this lapping technique, we are refining it, not fining. We are really refining that. That is, we are getting back the surface finish which is already there, which is right now covered with the rest of it. So this is a low pressure process because the two up and down processes will not be tightened and it will not compress and the speed also is very less. The speed will be very less. It is applied to get high degree of surface. So basically it is applied to get high degree of surface finish. One process nothing but to get high degree of surface finish, we use the as well as to correct the roundness. Roundness in the sense when you take a spherical object, the hollow space and such spherical object should be rounded. If you have a finish, the finish should be correctly even. Just like that, we cannot do the space one. So, the roundness is very important. So, in order to achieve that roundness,
use this fine technique. Okay. To correct the roundness, paper, etc. So we are not to so now to the paper look also we use the roundness. Now about the lapping process, please apply to get geometrically two circles. So basically it is applied to get geometrical two circles. Two circles again circles will be original. This is a refund process. So basically what was the previous thing was there and now to achieve the originality. So when you do the hardening process, originality will be out. But when you do the lapping process, originality will be there. See, in so many videos I've seen, for example, in a big history TV, the king of restoration, there is a show. If you watch the show, the king of restoration is something like to bring back the life, to bring back the originality, authenticity. That is what the price is, that is what the work is all about. When you do the hardening process, you will use original because it's a material removal process. It will give surface finish, but on the basis of removing the material. After removing of the material only you get the surface finish. But if you go for lapping without the material removal, we will achieve the surface finish. That is something very, very important. You have to look at it as well. So the restoration alone they use this type of process in order to have the restoration, because when they go into a pawn shop, the pawn shop people they always look for the original. The bread is missing from the value what it is. They will grade the material using the original, even though it is restored or done also. They will see how much grade it is going, how much percentage of the material is removed. The lapping is a technique that is 0.005 mm of something, so that's a very minute. Still though they will check everything, right? So people who give their ancient things or the very valuable things, monuments, everything, if they want to do a restoration, they will be very careful, but it moves originality. Even a 0.1% of originality, the price value will decrease. Without losing the price value, they have to do the surface finishing process, so that when they do it on that basis, it will be helpful for them. So now let's see the hardening process. Up to 3 mm of stock can be removed, but normally used up to 0.25 mm. So this is up to 3 mm of stock can be removed. 3 mm means almost a lot of materials can be removed in this process. 0.005 mm is somewhere else, 3 mm somewhere else, and but normally used up to 0.25 mm. So this is also something that if we give a coin, this 3 mm is being removed means what of the coin is gone, what of the particular property is gone. So they have to be very careful the way it is. Surface finishing process. And lapping very thin layer of material, 0.005, 0.01 are only lapping. So the max is 0.01, that is very, very, very minute and very, very small amount of materials only removed. That means It's not even like you cannot say that the material is remote. You will not see with your naked eyes. So it is very very small. So that's the reason why people always go for lapping is only the external rusty things it will take it up because of the abrasive things are available on the upper and the lower lab. And they use the oil as well. I can see that. Next one is the honing stones are used as a cutter. So basically honing stones is nothing but the abrasive stones. So these abrasive stones they use it as a cutter. So basically they use this honing stone as a cutter wherein which these abrasive stones when they do the cutting operation automatically the abrasive material will also burn out the here it will sharpen again because when it touches has a contact with the material workpiece automatically it will sharpen and abrasive particles are loaded on labs used to support. So basically here the abrasive particles, it is not the stones, it is the particles which will be loaded on the labs, so upper and lower lab will be loaded with the particles. As a reason you use your oil now to control the heat. That's the main technique where this lab will use it. In honing, its applications are internal and external. Cylindrical surface, automobile, crankshaft, channels. So here the applications are internal and external. So external work also they can do it with this honing. Internal works also can be done with the honing. So basically the cylindrical surfaces. So the cylindrical surface they use this technique. Automobile, crankshafts, every roundy thing, roundness. All those roundy things they use this like power and solar. And it was the application for the lapping mostly used on the flat or regular surfaces. So these things are used only on the flat as well as the regular surfaces. Other than that, they will not use it anywhere. They only use it on the regular surfaces. Next one is the applications of lapping. So this application of lapping, see when you see the diagram itself you can easily understand how this process is working. Here the down pressure is there in which the pressurized plates are there. And the bottom, the blue area is the wheel rotation area where this the table will be rotating. And the abrasive things are on the plates. The workpiece are on the center. When you see the workpiece, you can see it is the center. So when the down pressure is done, the pressure plates it will start to move when the abrasive things are at the bottom. When it starts to rotate, automatically what happens is it gives an abrasive friction and such things will happen.
Because of that, the materials will be the materials will be nicely lapped. So machine lapping process is carried out for gauge blocks, piston pins, ball bearings, and engine valves. So basically, this process is being carried out on the block, pistons, ball bearing, and engine valves. Okay. So with this lapping process is completed. But on a general note, I just want to talk a few things about this lapping. As I was talking about the pawn shops, right? The pawn shop is nothing but we have this gold shops or the brokers, the lending peoples, in which people they call it as Setu people, like people from Rajasthan who come here, the pawn brokers. That is we call the pawn shops. Okay. So in foreign also the pawn shops are there. What they will do is they all have the ancient things. Okay. They buy it on auction. They buy it from people. They buy it from the shop. Different things they will have. What this thing happens is whenever you want to sell anything in foreign, whenever they want to sell anything, first of all they will visit the pawn shop. They will show their material and they will go for the negotiation. So once the negotiation happens, if they are really comfortable with the deal, they will go for the deal. So what lapping is there? See, in so many videos and so many times I've seen so many people are bringing swords, coins, bikes, cars, different crossing items. So if they go for that, automatically they have to pay a price. If you want to buy a Porsche car at $10,000, just like that they want to buy it. They will be selling it, so they will see the profit. Everything they will do, and that will they will sell it. But when suppose if you are giving a sword which is of 1,000 years old, so the sword is so when they give this sword to all, but the sword is rusty, it's not looking nice, this is not like, even though it's ancient, it's an ancient sword that was used by some of the religious things, still if it's not having that working, what happens is, they will not go for the sword. They will go for the sword, but they will go over one less place. Because the surface use is not there. So once they buy the product, they will straight away go to the real research people. These research people will use this lapping technique. They use the lap the proteins and they extract the lines as the finish and they will sell it to the customer. So if we know what the purpose of this is, obviously we will go for the lapping technique.
you guys understood this video. Thank you for watching this video, guys. And I just want to give a small motivation about that is be yourself always, even in face trouble. Yeah, you have to be yourself. You cannot kill yourself with your showing things because the real me happens is I started becoming an actor. I'm acting in heavy experience. It is a new state African people. But maybe in my experience, you will feel safe for it. That is situation. So with this note, I just want to close the video. If you guys understood the video, so next video we will be
Discussing about the burnishing process. So guys, stay safe, be protective, guys. Don't come out every day. The corona cases increasing now. We have crossed like 1,64,000. So it's not safe at all for us to travel. I mean, it's not safe for us to go out. So you have to be inside the house. Please be in your house. Always wear the mask. Even whenever you go out, sanitize your hands. Use Dettol soap or hand wash or alcohol-based sanitizer. And if suppose any old people are living in your house, you just isolate them. Please, whenever you go out to buy any subsidies or anything, as soon as you come to home, please clean yourself, have a bath, sanitize your hands, and then come inside. Because those old people, they are very, they are in a dangerous place. Like a small symptoms, a small spread can change their life. And so be careful, guys. Don't roam unnecessarily. Even though you have any reason, please don't go out. Stay in your house and protect yourself, because protection is very, very important than anything. If we protect now, we can protect our world. We can protect our country. See, all the European countries now they started to decrease in the positive cases as well as death rate. But India now it started booming, and we are now into the top 10 almost. We will come in top 5 maybe next week. Like that. They have plenty of cases like that. So it's pray to God, God can help us in these kind of situations. And I hope you guys keep my advice and be safe and be protected, guys. Always think positive and always go for positive ways. Don't see others. They commit wrong, don't see that. Their ways, their methods, I prefer on yours. Don't compare yourself with others. If you are interested, show your talent. Don't compare, they have a talent, I don't have a talent. There need to be some sacrifice in order to be achieve, not to be a success, not to achieve great, not to be greatest. Have a sacrifice. Always keep in this mind. Stay safe, guys, and be protective, guys. So I will see you in another video. See you guys in next video. Until let's bye from Victor. See you, bye bye, take care. And make sure that you learn everything properly. Don't depend on these YouTube videos. Always focus on your books also. Okay, focus on question papers. That will also be helpful.
Stay safe, guys. Have a good day. Happy to see you. Okay.